Arnold Allen. How are you, my brother?
Good, mate. Yourself?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I feel like this is long overdue.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way.
It's like, yeah, you're going to tell me, dickhead. I've been waiting for ages for the invite. Hey, first of all, thank you very much. I know it's late over there, and I know you got your training schedule. So yeah, no, I appreciate you making the time, buddy. We always start a little later on a Monday, so yeah, my bad. What are you training for? Just staying in shape?
Oh, man, I train all year. Even if I've got, nothing coming up, I'm training. Yeah, here. I'm always training.
What was the reason, or was there any ever talk of you being on UFC London, or was that always a non-starter?
Yeah, they're shut down before it even started, really. Just the hands. I just always had issues with my hands, really. It's literally been a career-long issue. Like, I literally signed to the UFC with hand injury.
Oh, shit.
Injury, so, yeah. But, I don't know, you're probably the wrong person to moan to about injuries. And
Well, it's just part of the process, though, isn't it? Sadly, it really is. I mean, everyone gets injured. I mean, look at Darren Till. Darren Till just had to drop out the bloody London card.
Yeah. No, I gutted to see that, to be fair. I was looking forward to seeing him back, especially now working with Hamzat. So,
yeah. You know what? Let's get some quick predictions from you. So we got Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades. How do you see that going down?
I think Tom Aspinall wins, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as the other fights have been. Curtis Blades got a tricky style for him. He's a good wrestler, good pressure. I think the jiu-jitsu would probably be the difference in it.
Yeah. Well, he can't keep going through opponents the way he has been doing. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's just wiping the floor with everybody. At some point, somebody's got to give him a fight. So maybe that'll be that. Anyway, enough of that. Bit of background on you, Arnold Allen. So your father was a strongman bodybuilder, correct?
Yeah, strongman, yeah.
So tell us about how you got started in the sport of mixed martial arts and became one of the top featherweights in the world.
Yeah, I started boxing. I started boxing at first because my dad was having a couple of MMA fights sort of back in the day when it was cage fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year? What year are we talking here?
I think it was like early 2000s, sort of.
Right.
Yeah. It was a doorman sort of
classic,
sort of car park fighter for the start.
Yeah.
And then a couple of cage fights. I don't know if he had some fights behind hay bales or some stuff. But yeah, I thought, my dad does that. That's shit. I don't want to do that. So I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then I got into boxing. So I thought I went the complete opposite direction into boxing, and that didn't really work out. It just wasn't really the scene weren't in my location at the time. So I got into MMA.
Was he? I think it was your brother and your dad that I saw at the gym on one of your fights. And we actually shared an Uber back to the hotel. And your brother was telling me that you were always getting into fights on the streets.
Nah.
No, that's what he told me.
Really? Yeah, that'd be my brother. Nah, it's not too many. Nah, I've been beaten up a few times. So
Oh well. We've all been beaten up, Arnold. Jesus Christ! I'll tell you when you didn't get beaten up though was last time out against bloody Dan Hooker. Jesus Christ! For those that didn't see it, how quickly did that end? Like 90 seconds?
Yeah, was it like 2 minutes or something? I think.
Mate, unbelievable. Biggest fight of your life, biggest crowd, and you go out there and absolutely smoke him.
Yeah. I always thought that like the toughest test to sort of bring out my best, and it's the first sort of not the only time, but the first time I've been sort of looking across, thinking like, "Fucking hell, this guy's good," better pull it out my ass, sort of thing, and yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, no, it certainly did, mate. So, who do you think you're going to get next? Has there been any discussions with the UFC? Because I'm assuming it's got to be a top contender.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, because I called out Calvin Cater after the fight. I think if I wasn't having hand issues, I would have had the fight he had against Emmett. But I mean, everyone wants to fight upwards, don't they, on a win streak, and that's the goal. That is the goal, to fight upwards. I'm not too fussed who it is. Like, I want to be the best, so you got to beat the best guys.
Well, you are doing that so far. What is the actual issue with the hand? Is it a bone? Is it a tendon? What is it?
Yeah, so I had a break in my left hand after the Sadiq fight. So then I had a long time out from that one, and the doctor didn't want to operate on it or whatever. So we just waited. I kept trying to come back to training sooner and then injuring it again.
Right.
But then from the Hooker fight, I had injuries in both hands, and it was tendon. I had 2 cortisone shots in the right hand and then 1 in the left hand. And it's just every time I try and pick up the training, get back into sparring a bit, something goes again, and so slowly but surely.
well. So when do you think you'll be back in?
Definitely this year. I'm optimistic this year, and it's getting to the point where I'm getting older, getting to that point where it's like, you're young, you've got time. It's getting to the point where it's like, I ain't gonna be too much younger too long. So,
how old are you?
28.
Oh, mate, come on. 28, buddy. Jesus Christ, you're making me feel old.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying, though, because you don't want to waste time. That's what I always say to Darren, because obviously Darren, we spoke last week and he's devastated he had to pull out. Yeah. And I said, well, you're doing the right thing, mate, by not rushing back. Same for you. I said, I mean, you're on a crazy win streak. As we know, Darren's had some, he has had the best run lately. I said, you don't want to rush back half-hearted. You don't want to come back with a fucking injury and get beaten again in a fight you could have won. I said, so to your point, I said, you're still young. You've got all the fucking time in the world. Your career's going nowhere. Rest up, come back 100%. So when you come back in a perfect world, Calvin Kattar, that's what you're thinking?
Yeah, and to be fair, I thought he won the last fight. It was a good fight. It was like, it wasn't a robbery in any stretch, I don't think. But yeah, I had him up winning on the round side and winning on the scorecards. But yeah, it was tight. It wasn't a robbery or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I see. I mean, he's pushing hard for the title shot, and But I'm pretty sure I just see something announced saying, Yair was getting the next shot with a win this weekend. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's he fighting again? Oh, Ortega. I mean, that's a sick fight. Let's get a prediction from you.
Yeah, I think Yair wins it. I think he wins it. I don't think Brian's going to be able to take him down, and I definitely don't think he's going to be able to strike with him. Maybe catch onto a guillotine like he does. Maybe even pull guard. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't see him winning on the feet against Yair. So.
Yeah, the problem is, like, and this isn't disrespectful to jiu-jitsu people, but jiu-jitsu purists, which he's not a purist, but he's definitely got a massive background in jiu-jitsu. Yeah. He's very good. T-City. They often lack in the wrestling department. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, his hands have got better where he can knock people down, but taking them down, I'm not saying he can't take someone down. He can, but he's not like a standout wrestler with respect.
Yeah. He's got that sort of like flat-footed boxing style where he's, if you shoot on him, it's almost worse for you. So,
well, there you go. Yeah, that's often his takedown. He pulls guard on you and then guillotines your head off. Volkanovskiy, what are you making of him? And obviously, if you were to approach him or to fight him, which obviously is the plan, how would you approach that fight? What would the game plan be?
A lot like Max in the second fight. So I thought Max won the second fight against him. A lot of push kicks down the middle, clinching in knee, and every time he ducked his head, high kicks, faking low, high kicks, and the in and out footwork seemed to make the difference for him in that fight. But he just looked a step behind in the last one. To be fair, looked. I don't know if his Volkanovskiy looked fast or Holloway was slow, but yeah, he was steps behind.
Yeah, and so what do you think? You think one more fight and you'll get a title shot? Has you or your manager broached this conversation with the UFC, with Shelby or Maynard? Shelby, right? Do you deal with Shelby?
Yeah. No, I hate being one. When you see them guys that are on the sidelines injured and then they're calling everyone out. I'm like, the last thing I want to do is be asking for things, and I can't even sign a contract to fight at the minute. So I hate to go into a camp and then halfway through pull out because my hands are again, and then
Well, that's very respectful of you, Arnold. Do you know what I mean? And that's why you don't talk shit, because you do your talking in the octagon. And I respect that. And I believe a lot of people respect that. But you've probably heard me say it and other people say it as well. Arnold's fucking amazing in there, but he's got to make a bit more noise.
Yeah.
How annoyed does that make you when you hear me or other people say things like that?
No, I fully agree. But I hear you say it, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I probably should. But no, I just can't do it. It's just not me. I always say when I get to this position and it makes sense to call someone out, I will call someone out. I called Kattar out because I thought that made sense for the next step, and he was above me. And I think they put us joint number 5 now. I don't understand really on number 6, but I'm ranked number 5 with Calvin, so I don't understand how that works. But
and what's the win streak? 7?
9.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, it's going all right.
That's not bad. That's not bad. So, and by the way, this is not because you're a better man than me. I was known for having a bloody big, stupid, loud mouth, and I still have one now. But fortunately, it's paying off for me. But and Demetrius Johnson was the same. I remember one time I had a press lunch with him, and he wouldn't even predict that he was going to win his fight. And because he said, and I talked about this recently, he said, "Yeah, because if I lose, I'll look stupid." And I was like, well, you're going to have a little bit of confidence there, buddy. But what is it? Is it just, have you always been like this, just a quieter guy and like you don't want to call people out? Because I don't think it's disrespectful and it's certainly a part of the game.
Yeah, it's not that. I'm not like worried to say something and then it doesn't work out and I look a bit of a dick. But I've never really been that guy. Like I've always been like the quiet one in my friend group, and I'm pretty shy. So
yeah. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, that's who you are, because the last thing you want to do is be someone that you're not. Because then you look like an idiot, an absolute idiot. Because you can always see it. The people that are forcing it, the people that are coming out with rehearsed lines on the microphone, and it's very cringe.
Oh, mate, I hate it. It's horrible. You see it, like, come on. But
yeah,
people love it. Some people love it. So yeah, fair play.
Yeah. Like, what do you make of Paddy the Baddy?
I think he's quality. I love it.
Yeah. He is hilarious. He's hilarious.
I was getting so many people asking me. They were saying, "Oh, doesn't it piss you off when you see Paddy getting all this attention?" I'm like, not in the slightest. Like, I think it's awesome. Like, he's good entertainment. He comes to fight every time. It's funny. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
Why would you hate it?
What do you make of that matchup with Jordan Levitt? Who do you think wins that?
I think Paddy wins it, but I think it'd be a tough test. Yeah, he's an awkward guy, weird style. It's it's a big risk because you don't want that guy. You don't want him twerking on you like after.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You said he's got a weird style. I was going to say he's got a weird celebration as well. Do you know what I mean? If someone knocked me out and then twerked on my bloody unconscious body, oh, bro, we're going to have an issue.
Yeah. So there's a lot at stake there. If he doesn't win it and that happens,
Yeah. Well, Paddy's on fire, though. He's doing great things.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you've ever seen the podcast, but it wouldn't be – normally we have Anthony Smith, but he's off now, sunning himself. Well, he's actually training his ass off in Aruba, which is a Caribbean island. So God bless him. He's doing great things. But we do have a couple of reprobates on here. Harrington and Brian, show yourself, please.
I would be half of that degenerate crew.
You are. Harrington used to have a beard. If you were to rank him out of 10 on looks, Arnold, what would you give him? And be honest, it's fine.
6.
Oh, that's not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, that's higher than what your girlfriend gives you.
Yeah. I've got a question for Brian and Harrington. If I was to say to you guys, get me a meal deal, do you know what that would be?
I only know because I Googled it off of all of the Twitter replies to your question earlier.
Oh, I see. Arnold, go on.
Is it like ordering a number 2 at McDonald's?
No, it's not. Arnold loves a good meal deal. Some of the supermarkets have them. If you were to name the best supermarket for the meal deals, Arnold, who was saying?
It's depends what you want. Like, value for your money is Tesco. But if you want,
stay on Harrington.
If you want actual good food, it's probably M&S, Marks and Spencer's. But yeah, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah. So a meal deal is a sandwich, typically a bag of crisps or a chocolate bar, and like an orange juice or a Lucozade or something. Are we speaking a foreign language to you right now, Harrington?
You're just making me hungry, is what you're doing.
So you might have saw the tweet, Arnold. So Harrington is going to read out a few of the questions that the people on Twitter have got for you.
All right. Arnold, from the house cat who watches MMA, what do you say to anyone who mistakenly shops at a Marks and Spencer's when there's a perfectly good Tesco in the same neighborhood? How do you correct their behavior? Cheers.
Not everyone's good for money, just steer them towards Tesco's. But I mean, if you're rich, get them in Marks and Spencer's, let them spend it.
This is how you know Arnold is like a humble guy. You know, he's talking about when people aren't good with money. Yeah, there's a lot of fighters, a lot of sportsmen, athletes that aren't good with money. They're buying Lamborghinis. They're wasting their money on like Gucci clothes and all the rest of it. But Arnold's idea of wasting money is getting a Marks and Spencer's meal deal when there's a Tesco's across the street. That's how you know you got a real one. What else we got?
All right. So here's a question. What are your thoughts on fighting Josh Emmett for that number one contender spot? Right, like you said, Josh has been calling for that number one contender spot. He has the win over Calvin Kattar. What about jumping the line and going straight to Emmett?
Yeah, what is he? They ranked him like number 3 now, didn't they? That's a fight that's been. I think it was official once. It was scheduled twice. He pulled out, and I think he got hurt in sparring or something like the week before the fight, and it just never happened. And then I think he was supposed to be rescheduled, and he wanted to fight upwards. So yeah, we've done a camp for each other a couple times, I think. So yeah, why not?
That'd be a great fight, though.